Welcome back to A Midnight's Tale. In tonight's story, we enter a realm where moral lines are blurred. A formidable judge once wielded unwavering authority. When a cryptic choice is presented to him, does he embark on an unexpected journey or accept his fate, unwillingly becoming a piece in a larger, darker game of life and death? Let's find out. Enjoy and have a terrifyingly good night.
I was once a man, a corrupt judge in the human world. My courtroom was a place of injustice where I passed harsh judgments that favored the rich and powerful while crushing the hopes of the weak. I reveled in my power, intoxicated by the fear in the eyes of those who stood before me. I was merciless and I knew no bounds in my pursuit of control. But as they say, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. My reign of terror came to an abrupt end, one fateful night. I was in my lavish mansion, celebrating another twisted victory, when the room was filled with the deafening roar of a machine gun. Bullets tore through my body, shredding my soul along with it. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, my life slipping away, and then the devil appeared before me. He offered me a choice, a grim ultimatum born from the darkest depths of hell. I could descend into the abyss, to suffer unimaginable torment for all eternity, or I could become the judge of lost souls in the human world, the Grim Reaper. It was a sinister offer, a chance at redemption through servitude. The pain in my dying moments was excruciating, and the memories of my cruel deeds haunted me. Desperation clung to my fading consciousness like a suffocating shroud. I agreed to the devil's terms, choosing to take on the mantle of the Grim Reaper for 100 years in exchange for avoiding the depths of hell. As my essence merged with the cloak of death, I became a spectral figure shrouded in darkness. My new form was haunting, a skeletal visage with a tattered robe that billowed like smoke. My scythe, a wicked instrument of harvest, manifested in my bony grasp. I was reborn as the Grim Reaper, tasked with reaping the souls of the departed and delivering them to their final destinations. At first, I performed my duty begrudgingly, haunted by the memories of my wicked past. But over time, something sinister began to take root within me. The power and authority I wielded over life and death were intoxicating. I reveled in the fear and despair that washed over those I visited. I relished the sight of souls begging for mercy, just as I once had. As the years passed, the 100-year sentence drew to a close, and I found myself torn. I had grown fond of my role as the Grim Reaper. The power and control over the balance of life and death had become my obsession. Instead of returning to the devil's grasp, I approached him with a proposal. I asked to remain as the Grim Reaper for all eternity, to serve as the eternal judge of lost souls, to wield power beyond any mortal's wildest dreams. The devil, amused by my audacity, considered my request. He smiled, revealing his sharp, glistening teeth, and granted my wish. I became eternally bound to my role as the Grim Reaper, a twisted fate of my own making. I would forever roam the human world, reaping souls and carrying them to their destinies, all while the devil watched from the shadows, satisfied with the darkness that had consumed my soul. And so, I continue my never-ending journey, a corrupted soul turned Grim Reaper, forever trapped in the eternal dance of death, wielding my scythe and judge of lost souls, all under the gaze of the devil himself. My descent into darkness was complete, and I had become the embodiment of terror for all eternity. Over time, I had grown accustomed to the eerie silence of my existence and the unrelenting weight of my grim duties. The power I held over life and death had become an addiction, one that I could never quench. But as the years turned into centuries, I began to sense something peculiar. Whispers of other Grim Reapers, of their presence and their unending servitude, reached my hollow ears. I had assumed that I was the sole harbinger of death, forever bound to the devil's cruel pact, but the truth was far more sinister. One moonless night, as I stood on the precipice of another soul's passage, I felt a presence behind me. I turned slowly, my hollow sockets locking onto another Grim Reaper, a spectral figure much like myself. His skeletal form was equally as haunting, and his scythe gleamed with immaculate intent. It was then that I understood the horrifying reality. The devil had an army of Grim Reapers all under the same dark contract of eternity. It had been his plan from the beginning, a sinister scheme to create devoted slaves that would transport souls to hell. My heart, or what was left of it, sank as the realization washed over me. We were all pawns in the devil's grand design, bound by contracts that could never be broken. I was not unique, not special in any way. I was just another instrument of death in the devil's vast arsenal. The souls we reaped were countless, and our servitude was eternal. As I stood there facing my fellow Grim Reaper, the truth dawned on me with chilling clarity. The devil had played us all, and I had fallen into his trap just like the rest. I had willingly embraced my role as the Grim Reaper, only to discover that I was nothing more than a cog in a malevolent machine, a tool in the hands of the ultimate manipulator. And so, we continued our never-ending duty, a legion of reapers forever enslaved by the devil's cunning. Our existence was a twisted nightmare, our purpose an eternal torment. The darkness had claimed us all, and we were forever bound to our grim fate, reaping souls and serving the devil's inscrutable will for all time.
If you liked tonight's story, please like and subscribe below for more tales. I'd really appreciate it. Good night.